Hey guys, this is Dustin with Grace Contracting. I've got a lot of emails and phone calls over the last few days since I've done the TWA podcast and radio show with Steve, which is great. I love the calls and emails. I'm getting lots of questions and a lot of people asking, why don't I do more on the radio show? Why don't I do more of YouTube videos, Facebook? They like a lot of the things we're talking about. They're learning from it. If you're not aware, if you're a member of the Total Wealth Academy, I do teach classes there every so often and try to get on the radio show as much as I can to spread the knowledge that 18 years of working on investment homes only has given me. That being said, we're going to try to start putting more of these out. If you will, please like and share them, help us out on it, and we'll try to continue to put these up. What I'm going to try to start doing right now is questions that have come in, answer those, and hopefully there's other people out there that had the same question. So today's question is, how do you decide between three bids from GCs? Three different GCs have given this person an estimate on the property that they have purchased. They're going to flip this property, and they have said that each one of these estimates not only are different pricing, but they also have different things listed. So, where you want to start is, what's the company's reputation? Do you know anyone that's personally used them? Are they a member of a Total Wealth Academy, a Lifestyles Unlimited, some other type of investment club or group? Is there anything you can find online about them? One thing I always do if I'm getting something done, from a mechanic to when we've done pools and other things, is I Google the people's name. I'm always curious to see, do they have three different companies? Have they shut companies down to get away from lawsuits? What can you find out about them? So background checking is the, if you're doing a big rehab and you're unsure and you don't have guidance from one of these investment groups or clubs, you don't have a mentor, maybe ask the GC if they're willing to do a background check or even a credit check. I've been asked before on large projects, and I have no problems. I don't have, no one's ever put a lien against me. No one's, we've never had any trouble like that. We've never been to court over anything. So, you can get a good feel for a person if they're willing to do that also. If they're willing to give you that information, that goes a long way. The other thing is, if one of these bids or estimates are a lot lower than the other one, are there items missing? And, if this is one of your first ones, you might not know if something's missing. But if you have three that you have down there, and two of them have said you have to replace the breaker box, maybe it's a Federal Pacific breaker box, and this third one that's a lot less doesn't have that in there, well, that's a sign that they missed something. Now, sometimes we miss stuff on accident, and we can go back and put it in. It gets called out from an inspection report, and we do it. Or is someone just trying to leave something out to beat the other contractor on the bid? So you've got to know really what you need there, especially on large items, and then look at the small things. And maybe someone has bathroom accessory package. I normally put that in all the bathrooms, but maybe the next guy's not going to do that. So if his comes in less for stuff like that, that's understandable. But if everyone's agreeing on one thing, you can always ask, once again, if you're a member of one of these investment clubs, ask your mentor, ask your realtor, ask a friend if you have some that have worked on have investment knowledge on single family residence, and just kind of see what you're looking at there, because you don't want to go with someone just because the lower price and they said maybe you don't need that breaker box, but everyone else has said you do, well then what you're going to get hit with is change orders. And when it comes to change orders, that's my next big step on here. The third item that is very important. If a contractor does a change order, are they profiting off of it? If you've worked with me before, you've heard my spiel on this. We put everything we need to in that contract. The scope of work, our initial outline of everything that needs to be done. That's what you're deciding to either purchase the home on, get hard money. You're working all your numbers off that. So it needs to be as close to the actual numbers as you can get. Change orders do happen. Sometimes you just can't help it. Most of the time, if you get a change order from Grace, it's either you've decided to add something else after, or we've opened up a wall and we got something that no one could have known. Termite damage. You had the foundation leveled and sewage lines broke. That's stuff that we can't predict for sure. So if that comes up, we're doing that change order at cost. We're not profiting a dime off of that. We have already agreed on the scope of work, the estimate, the original. Of course, we're doing this for profit, so we have some profit built into it. You're doing the investment home for profit. Every person that touches that property wants a little piece of the pie. But we are not going to profit off a surprise or something you weren't counting on that's going to hurt what you originally had down as your goal of profit on the property. So that's a big thing to ask your GC. What's your goal on change orders? Do you normally do a lot of change orders? Do you only use it for emergencies? And are you profiting off of that? And then maybe get some, if they're telling you yes, just like I'm telling you we don't profit off it, ask for some clients that we've done change orders for. Talk to them. Ask them if, we hit them with a lot of change orders, or if something big popped up, how was the pricing on that? Those are really important things. It's hard to choose when you have several contractors, especially if you haven't worked with them. The last thing is you got to go with your gut. If your gut's telling you that, hey, Dustin, he seems like a jerk, we're not going to use Grace Contracting. You got to go with your gut on that. And if it's, Joe from Southwest Builders is the person for you, we understand. Our feelings aren't hurt. Not everyone sees the exact same thing on a home, and we're always happy to answer questions and help even if you go a different direction. But go with your gut, because I promise, as I tell everyone when I give them an estimate, if you don't like something about me, my company, the bid, something doesn't sit right with you, I promise you're not going to like me anymore when I ask you for that check. So think about that. You got to be comfortable with them. You got to make sure that your gut feels right, that this is someone you can trust, referrals, get as much information as you can, and then try to get them to give you apples to apples estimates. I have no problem if you cut off pricing and send someone else's estimate over and say, I want this to look, the same. The only thing I'll say to that is, if I go in there and do see something that they didn't put down that I know it needs, we're going to add that. We're not going to just go off theirs. Now, if it's little things I see, like I mentioned, toilet paper holders, towel racks, things like that, and they don't have it on there, I can leave it off and just make a note to you that this is something we normally do, but in this case, we're trying to get apples to apples for you. And the other thing, let's see, Mr. Johnson is who asked this question, is that sometimes you get what you pay for if something's a lot cheaper, and sometimes you're just getting a good deal. So it is a tough decision, but I'm confident if you follow the steps I've kind of talked about, you're going to make the right decision. So I hope that's helped. Please, if you have any questions for us, email them in. It's Dustin at gracecontractingtx.com. You can always give us a call at 281-901-0707. We'll be happy to answer questions, provide free estimates, whatever you need. We're here to help you. So give us a call, and please do like and share this, and we'll keep the videos coming. Thanks. Have a great day.